Howdy y'all, this is Reglas Raven, and welcome back to our adventures here in the Saltsea Chronicles, where last time we had gotten away from Ňarfi Roost, and last time we were still in the storm after we'd escaped from the roost, and we were receiving radio from Aaron, calling us bad names. And we have decided where to come. We are at the Float and Gardens. It looks like there's a bit of drama going down over here as well. And we're over here. This is a wandering nomadic place, and they just go from area to area. And we're over here to try to gather supplies. We're missing an anchor. Our rudder is stuck. We might potentially need some other things to help fix the ship. It looks like Iris needs something for the radio. Probably an antenna or something. Merle is injured. He got a deep cut on his arm that we need some disinfectant for, and then we need to stitch up, which sounds amazing. And just other things that we're over here to attempt to dig into. So, let's go ahead and dive in here and get started and get to seeing what else we have going on. So I love seeing all the little fish. This is adorable, and we get to mess with the trees. I think it's cute. Anyway, so let's go ahead. I think we're just gonna go across. We have an abundance of plants. Unnatural abundance, yep. The gardens are overflowing in their greenness. Flowers, shrubs, and trees grow from every corner. Neshko sticks his nose deep into a large purple flower. This place. Psycho is keeping a distant eye on them to make sure they don't do further damage. Yeah, we kind of crash landed because we didn't have any way to moor onto them, so we did a little bit of damage, just a little bit, and we're probably gonna have to do something to help fix it. Questions. How do they make them grow so abundantly? The soil can't be. I've never seen a fertilizer be this effective on shallow soil. Something's off about this place. Ada grabs at a plant covered in soft yellow beans, burbling merrily. Barkeep trees? Ooh, culinary exchange. A spicy note wafts from the forest's earthy scent. Breakfast. Barkeep is a spindly tree with extremely potent bark. Shaving just a little on your foot gives it a real kick. On your food, excuse me. Your food gives it a real kick. Oh, okay. So it's spicy. Barkeep. Brews into a fiery spirit. I hope that makes an affirmative sound. On sun-dried fish. Or mixed into hot beef milk on a cold morning. Or muddled with fermented sunroot. Ada burbles in agreement. Neshko raises his eyebrows. Fermented sunroot? Sounds potent. Mope smiles to herself. You surprise me. Abe nods wisely. I hope so. We're getting to know each other. Forest floor. The forest is verdant, luxurious. It's verdant and luxurious. How these trees can grow in such shallow, salty soil is a mystery. Hidden hatch. What are they hiding? Aid waves her hands at a bright, milky-scented plant. Ah, Aid, I agree. It smells wonderful. He pauses. Oh, I see what you're pointing at. Mope. Mope frowns. Aid peers over her shoulder. A hatch? To where? Where does it lead, I wonder? Neshko drums a finger against his lips. Mope shrugs. The sea? A dull clanging rings out directly beneath them. Aid yelps. Seiko spots the trail lingering and watches closely. Strange. There's a lot going on here, it looks like. The morning sky is fresh and open. Last night's storm is a faint memory. I bet these guys didn't even notice the storm all that much. So there's a strange hatch up there that they're looking at. Oil root. A man of renown. Neshko stops by a dusky-colored plant with a sturdy stem. He reaches up to touch its delicate leaves. Oil root, I believe. It's a large black root crop, the roots of which can be crushed and refined into a slow-burning oil. Okay. When... I don't know this word. When macerated, it holds pigment beautifully. The ever-present Seiko slips into the conversation. One of the first things Hiromi planted. Recognition? Mope nods slowly. I heard his name mentioned once or twice. Seiko narrows her eyes. Once or twice? Renowned across the archipelago as our finest experimental botanist. She gestures to the floral flotilla. The famous shipboard gardener. Genius of root and stem. Mope adjusts her sling. As I said, once or twice. Seiko steps away unsettled. You must be from far off. A gives a pointed burp. Just a bit. Mope's memory. Recent addition. Mope has been burring away at something. She calls over to the gardener. Seiko. She looks up from her work. I was living here a few moons back. I don't remember. She gestures at the lush vegetation. Seiko nods. We joined the float recently. How? To maneuver ships of this size. Seiko shrugs. The float is quite used to comings and goings. And? We had need of certain items. Like what? Seiko studies Mope carefully. Our research is rather specialized. The float seemed our best chance of procuring what we needed. She scowls. Though, as it happens... Compromises? Being part of a larger community, it can make demands of you. Seiko barks a laugh. Quite. Okay then. Is that the 𝓨𝓸 plants? Proposition. Mope peers intentionally at a tall plant with broad leaves. Is that 𝓨𝓸? It's a common and broadleaf plant, which, when pulped, is both antibacterial and we're gonna skip that word. It has antibacterial properties. I'm not. Let's just take it. We don't need to get ourselves involved in this mess. Seiko strides over. I can see you, you know. Act like you didn't say anything. Mope draws her shoulders back. Huh. Okay. You've got so much. Don't be a hoarder. Why can't we just have a little bit? Because that's not 𝓨𝓸. That's 𝓨𝓸. You can take it if you like, but if you apply it to a wound, then all you'll get is a nasty rash. I tried to say. Seiko huffs back to her propagation work. Yeah. Alright. Mope's memories. The sounds and smells of the waking float drift over the many boats. Songs and spices, traders' morning calls, sizzling pans, languages from across the archipelago. Seems busy, very loud. You get used to it. You visited before. I lived here for a year or so. Neshko breathes in the rich aromas. So many things vying for your senses.
Listen.
It was the most people I'd ever seen in my life. She looks across the busy stalls. It wasn't for me in the end, but some of it I learned to love. Aid gurgles in their sling. I wonder how this one will fare now they're a bit older. The child is curious and unafraid. I will take their lead. Mope laughs and nods. Very wise. Mope and Neshko get to know one another. That's good. That's what I was hoping for, is that we could start getting some meshing together and discovering who he is. Lilig. A flower for a song. The stall is overflowing with the scent of herbs, spices, grasses, and flowers. Mope leans over to smell some dried pink flowers. Lullament. Been too long since I had any of this. Please, take it. What do you need? We've got... No, it's yours. Your evident enjoyment is trade enough for me. Can't just take it. Wouldn't be fair. The trader sticks out her hand and smiles. I'm Lilig. I lead the traders of the float this year. And I say it's fair. After all, as I say, a flower for a song. Do they say that? Of course. Don't you know the song? A boat for a flower for a song for a favor. Ah, I get the picture. I'm grateful. A beautiful voice. You have a beautiful voice. But you must take something for it. Ah, but you gave me the feeling of remembering home. A fair trade for a small thing. How did it go? A boat for a flower. Thank you, Neshko. For all of us, far from home. Mope nods evenly. I will tie it above my bunk. Lilik smiles warmly. That's cute. So we got some flowers. Okay. Oh, we're meeting people. The fabric trader. Away, earthy, I have rags to mend, stitches to sew, all manner of weaving to finish before the sun strikes the sky. Okay. A canoe. A bouquet of spices wafts over from a nearby stall's storage canoe. Pulley. The line suspending the notorious float bicycle quivers in the breeze. Okay. Oh. She chose to leave. The Galleria's trader is reclined in her chair, eyes closed, dream sailing, or merely sleeping. Neshko has a thought. I feel as though I recognize her. Aid gristles sadly in their sling. You do. Though you won't have seen her in person before. Oh. The portrait at the wing, Agnet. But Simon, he seemed to think... Right. I knew her first when I lived here. Gave me a shock when I saw that portrait. I was lucky one of the islanders took me aside, or I'd have split the sunshot. She vanished from her home without a word. Mope is coming at the story from a new perspective all of a sudden. I suppose. I thought I understood it. You can't always tell someone you have to leave. She doesn't continue the thought. Neshko scratches his beard. I'm sure she had her reasons. Are you talking about Agnet, or... Neshko looks away. I can't imagine how it feels. Aid reaches out from their sling, giving a little cry. But if there's anything I can do... Mope thinks for a long time. Agnet made her choices, and it's not for us to interfere. They leave the still figure of Agnet behind. Okay, so they're getting to know each other. Yeah. Okay. Guardrail. 8 points out beyond the guardrail, a small flock of yakas flits past, chattering. Large portrait. The first and legendary. A portrait of a sleeping woman hangs in the galleria, tilted in a slow script. 𝓨𝓸𝓾𝓻𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓬𝓵𝓮𝓼. The first, the legendary. Why are her eyes closed? Sleeping or sea taken? The deepest sleep on the deepest of seas. Aid nods in sage agreement. That's hilarious. I like watching things move whenever we touch them. Someone has an animal gallery. Okay. Go to the next zone. Oh boy. All kinds of sea creatures too. Alright, let's see. The network of pulleys can move any person or cargo between the boats with ease. Okay, so that's where we need to go next, the candlery. There's a fruit trader. The mechanic's boat clatters and clanks. All at each loud crash, a greasy head pokes up and quickly ducks back and out again. The scent of wax carries on the air as cranking, clattering machinery belches out smoke. Alright. Fruit trader? The fruit trader holds up a huge, knobbly blue fruit. She calls enthusiastically to 𝓨𝓵𝓼𝓮𝓪 and 𝓨𝓱𝓻𝓸𝓷𝓮𝓵𝓯. Madolo, come and get it, fresh from the lush gardens of Los Gatos. What's she saying? I'm not sure. It's Easterly, I think. I only know a few words. The fruit trader beckons 𝓨𝓱𝓻 over and hefts the fruit. Eating. Good. Stinky? Trader puts the fruit down, frowning, waving 𝓨𝓱𝓻 away. Perhaps I said... Oh. That was him. Oops. Perhaps I said something wrong. Didn't like the look of that fruit anyway. Way out. Maruka, Farini, fruits from Alcazar, Minta and beyond. Come and get it. Meat. Beef patties, fried beef patties with barkeet sauce. How much heat can you take? Contented young fisher dangles their feet in a gentle dance as they whistle a tune for their catch. Oh, you have rudder solvent. Ooh. 𝓨𝓵 spots a huge jar in the mechanic's stall. A cacophonous clanking comes from below. Solvent! That could help us out with the rudder. They wait patiently. Hello? The mechanic emerges from the chaos of the stall with a smile. Sure, I can spare a job for you. And I'll even throw in one of these. He brandished a small metal disc with a hole in the center. What's that? It's a coin. Made it myself. Common pre-flood collectible, celebrating famous persons or creatures of the era locale they originate from. I mean, yeah. Coin. You can swap it for things. I read about them in a real book from before the flood. Pretty, isn't it? It's shiny for sure. So what? I can trade your coin for anything. Small, convenient, goes on a string. And for the solvent? That stuff? Just take it. As long as you also take this and spread the idea. They flip the coin in the air, then hand it to 𝓨𝓵. 𝓨𝓵 takes it and shrugs, glad for what seems like a good deal. You do repairs as well, right? Winches, wheels, tinker with the odd stuff. With odd radio, small stuff. What's your problem? What isn't? There's damage all over the ship. Radio's a mess too. Oof. Nasty. I reckon that's beyond me. You'd be best off sailing to Saltsea, half a day's sail east. Might be someone there can help patch up your comms. East. There's Martin out that way. I've never seen their spring nests. He smiles to himself. I wouldn't know about that. Ah, but Saltsea. That's where you want to head for any radio work. See if they'll take my coin. What do you think, Cade? Cade gurgles mysteriously and snuggles into their sling. That's adorable. Alrighty. Oh, this is the candlery. Okay. Well done. Alright. We are gonna have to end things here, though. We got something for the rudder, so that's nice. And we'll have to see if we can't figure out what else is going on next time. Thank y'all so much for joining me. If y'all could do, please leave a like. Leave any tips, tricks, thoughts, or suggestions in the comment section down below, and do please subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.